Boker Tov Yeladim.
Shalom, Rabbi.
Shalom, Rabbi.
Shalom, Dion, Dayon,
Shalom.
me and Levy,
Shalom.
Laraland. Alrighty, everybody turn on their cameras. Alright. Alright, I'm not seeing everybody's camera yet. Come on now, guys. Time to get ready for class.
Shalom, Rabbi.
Oh, there's Lila. Alright, Victoria, and Lemoland, Garris Land, Sente Land, Jacob and Jeremiah Land, and Lara Land. All right, Jacob and Jeremiah. Jacob's going to pray. Jacob and Jeremiah are going to do the Shema. And Jeremiah is going to do the Ten Commandments.
Thank you, Lord, for this wonderful day at June's lesson for us. Lord, let us have great devotional today. Please give us the wisdom and strength to go through this devotional. Lord, I ask you to give us wisdom and knowledge so we can learn more about your word. In Yeshua's name, amen.
Shema Yisrael, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Ehad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malkuto Leolam Vaed. Hear, Israel, the Lord our God is one God.
Number 1, I am Adonai God. Number 2, you shall have no other gods. Number 3, you shall not use the Lord's name in vain. Number 4, keep the Sabbath holy. Number 5, honor your father and mother. Number 6, do not murder. Number 8, do not commit adultery. Number 8, do not steal. Number 9 is do not covet. Do not.
Jeremiah.
Do not lie. Number 10, do not covet.
Did you eat breakfast yet? No carbs, no brain. No carbs, no brain. Gotta get the moves into you. Gotta start getting up at 7 so we can get ready for class. No more sleeping in.
No Cheerios yet.
Yeah, no Cheerios, no brain. Okay. All right, there, lads and lasses. Let us start our class. All right. All right. Now, we were talking about being a leader yesterday, Vayikra, Leviticus chapter 21, verse 4. Okay. So somebody who is a leader needs to be following the commandments of God. If they're not following the commandments of God, all of them, then they're not going to be a good leader. They're going to be a terrible leader. They're going to do things only in their own strength. Okay? Now let's read. It's a pretty long passage. Mia, Mia, read with feeling Titus chapter 1, verse 6 through 8. Titus chapter 1, verse 6 through 8.
A leader must be blameless, husband to one wife, with believing children who do not have a reputation for being wild or rebellious. For an overseer, as someone entrusted with God's affairs, must be blameless. He must not be self-willed or quick-tempered. He must not drink excessively, get into fights or be greedy for dishonest gain. On the contrary, he must be hospitable, devoted to God, sober-minded, uprightness, holiness, and self-control.
Thank you, Mia. Thank you very much. It was a good thing. Okay, so now, remember when Paul wrote the letters, Shaul wrote the letters, there was no New Testament. There was no Brit Hadashah. Okay, there was nothing written. So the letter to Titus was for Titus. Okay, or for Timotheus. Okay, and nobody was reading the Gospels yet because they weren't written. Okay, so what would be blameless? Okay, first of all, let's see if we could find out what that word means. Blameless. I'm going to start with the younger kids first. Mia. Okay, because the older ones should know this already. Okay, lever baloney, wet-head lever baloney. What does blameless mean? How can somebody be blameless?
Before I say what I think is blameless, we had an assignment to do. Blameless. About what's the word blameless in 2 sentences. Yeah, she wrote.
Everybody get their assignment out.
It might take me a little while because I did all the parts. You want me to start? There. The definition of blameless means free from or not deserving blame. King David was a man that lived a blameless life. Even though he sinned, he repented and never did that same sin again. We must live a blameless life in order to earn eternal life.
Very good, Lab. Very good, Lab. Yeshua, give me your assignment.
Okay. Blameless. When we don't do and obey of obedience. When we don't do
Yeshua, put the paper on the table so it's not moving around.
when we don't do a and obey of
Now you don't know what you write.
I'll come back to you, Yeshua. You read your own thing and then I'll come back to you. Victoria. Victoria.
What I wrote was my friend said she was blameless for crashing a car, but the passenger that she was with said she was to blame. So now I will need to get evidence from cameras in the car.
Okay, that was pretty good. Jacob.
I put blameless. Definition of blameless is innocent of wrongdoing. For example, like someone was blameless. He was blameless of the bank robbery, and the person that was robbing him with the bank he thought that he took the blame because he was the one that robbed the pot from the crystal.
So what was your definition again?
Blameless means innocent of wrongdoing,
Innocent of wrongdoing.
like guilty, like not guilty.
Okay. Dayon.
They're blaming you that you actually didn't do.
Did you write your did you do your assignment? Did you write it?
I never got one.
I said it in class yesterday.
Hmm?
How come everybody else heard it and you didn't?
Oh, I was in the bathroom. I was in the restroom.
Well, didn't your brother tell you about the assignment?
Nope.
Did he do his assignment?
No.
Okay. No, I can't help that. All right. So mute Dayon. Okay, not doing very good yet today, kids. Not doing very good. Allie Mae, what you do your assignment, then Jeremiah, you're next.
My sentences are: blameless is being innocent of wrongdoing. Being blameless is what we're supposed to do. We need to obey our parents and do what we're told.
You might want to put that up on your notebook, Allie Mae, and in the office where you do your studying, on your bedroom door, on the inside of your bedroom door, on the outside of your bedroom door, on the front door of your house, in the car where you sit. Oh, Miss Teenager. Come on, Miss Allie Mae. All right, Jeremiah.
Blameless is someone who has not done anything wrong. For example, he was blameless of the broken window.
Yeah, you don't want to get blamed for the broken window. Okay, very good, Jeremiah. Very good, very good. Mia, then Yeshua.
Okay. Okay. So the definition for blameless, it means free from blame, innocent. So the sentence examples I wrote were: Eov or Job in the Bible led a blameless life by following the word of God. Now my second sentence: as a blameless and upright man of God, Job would do daily sacrifices for both him and his family.
Very good, Mia. Very good. Okay, everybody's getting the same definition. Yeshua, let's read your definition. Can you do it now? I'll unmute you. Go ahead.
Okay. When we do and obey the Torah, we learn to walk blameless. Yeshua, our Messiah, was without blameless. Walked, looked without without blameless.
Okay, very good, Yeshua. Very good. Very good. Benjamin. Benjamin.
Okay. Blameless means innocent wrongdoing. People can be guilty of the most terrible crimes and still feel themselves to be blameless.
Okay, very good. Innocent of wrongdoing again. Very good. Ariel, what's your what did you write? Ariel.
Being blameless is being guiltless or without blame. That would mean to follow the laws of God and doing what is good even if people want to find a reason against you. Being blameless would help you to show your character and people will say good about you. Being blameless would just be innocent of evil doing of any sort.
Evil doing of any sort. Very
Evil, yeah. Doing it.
good. Very good, Ariel. We'll go one more. Adrian, did you do your assignment? Okay, Adrian, read your assignment.
Blameless can mean that you're a good person in general, and not an evil person. A blameless person can be someone who sins but repents fully for their sin.
Can a person keep sinning? Keep doing the
No.
same sin?
No.
So what does it mean to repent, Adrian?
To repent. To repent to God about your sin.
How do I know what
you
sin?
won't never do it again.
How do I know what sin is? Huh?
There are the commandments.
But I thought the people I thought the Christians say we don't have to follow the commandments anymore.
No, but the commandments are still valid, unlike what they believe.
They're still valid?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought Messiah said on the cross it was finished. What do you think, Adrian? You and your Winnie the Pooh blanket. What do you think?
Well, you should still follow the commandments because no one said that they're no longer relevant.
So Yeshua didn't mean that the commandments are finished on the cross?
No?
It sounded like a question.
I just couldn't hear you. I'll raise the volume on the speaker.
So Yeshua didn't mean the commandments were finished when he said it's finished on the cross?
No, he said that what he had to do was finished.
Oh, very good, Adrian. Very good. All right, everybody. So now that Elisheva, did you do your assignment, Elisheva? Okay, you want to read your assignment, Sheva?
You ready? Okay, you repeat after me. Say, blameless is to live with no wrong doing and innocently. I don't know if you were.
Very good, Sheva. Very good. Did you write it yourself? Give me a thumbs up.
It's kind of like messy, but yeah, she did.
Very good, Sheva. You're learning. I saw your writing yesterday. Very good, honey. All right. Big thumbs up for everybody. Big thumbs up. Big thumbs up. Bunk. All right. So now what? Dan?
Do one.
I didn't hear what you said.
I didn't do one.
Well, then you get a thumbs down. Okay, so do it for tomorrow, Dan. I want the 3 sentences now, Dan. Are you listening, Dan? I want you to look
Yeah,
up
but
the
I'm
definition.
going to work. My dad tomorrow.
Well, then you'll show it to me on Shabbat. So you have an assignment to do the rest of the day. Look up the word blameless. I want the definition. And then I want you to write 3 sentences using the word blameless. Got it? Get it? Good. All right. Now that we understand the definition of blameless, so here in Titus chapter 1, verse 6, a leader must be blameless, husband to one wife, with believing children who do not have a reputation of being wild and rebellious. Ooh, now blameless. Now we now know the definition, free from guilt. Okay. So how will I know what would I use, Benjamin? What would I use as a guide to know if a leader is blameless? What would I use as a guide, Benjamin, if the leader is blameless? What am I using?
The Torah, his commandments.
Jehovah's commandments. I'm using the Torah.
Yes. For
But I
God.
thought this is in the New Testament and we don't have to follow the laws anymore.
You always have to follow the laws.
You mean I can steal now?
No, you always have to follow the laws.
I can't lie now?
You can't lie.
A leader can't be a liar?
No, because that's sinning, and God doesn't want a leader who sins. God wants a leader who is focused and he wants a leader that's focused and never wanders off, like who is never blameless. Never blameless. He has to be. Well, yeah, he has to be blameless, but like he wants a leader like that doesn't sin.
Okay, he doesn't sin. Lev, how would I know if somebody is blameless, Lev? What kind of questions would I ask this person that wants to be a leader? And Riet, you're next. So sit up, Riet.
You would have to ask, like, oh, did you do this? And who broke this window? And why did this happen? And how did it happen? You're gonna ask, how did it happen? Like, and let's say such and such answers, well, we were playing ball. And why did this happen? My friend threw it very high. Then who did it? The answer is my friend. Then the first question, then the last question is who is who will who has to take the blame, which is the friend because the friend's friend, which is the other one that answered the questions, it it that one is blameless because he did not do it, while the other one did broke the no, just threw it too high.
But you were the one that was standing in front of the window.
No.
Well, if he's throwing it to you and you threw it too high, well, you couldn't get it and he broke the window. What
I
were you?
can't climb.
What?
I can't climb. No.
Yeah, but you were standing in front of the window. Maybe if you weren't standing in front of the window, he wouldn't have broken it.
No, the highest window.
Oh.
And I'm not that tall.
Yeah, you're kind of short.
Short from 7 years old.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Now let's go to Miss Riette. Miss Riette, how would you determine if somebody is blameless? What kind of questions? Like you own, let's say you get older and you own a business, okay? Because it says in Proverbs 31 that a woman can own a business, okay? So Riette gets older, she graduates college, she's a business major. She now owns a store of some sort, and you want to hire an employee. What kind of questions would you ask if you were hiring a manager? So you're the owner, you got to do other things, and you need a manager. Okay, what kind of questions would you ask for yet?
Well, I think I would ask how hard
Speak up, please.
how hard of a worker are they, or asking if there's a chance they might sleep on the job, or the reason that they're working here, if it's just for money, and asking them how their behavior would be like.
Okay, so you're asking them if they're going to sleep on the job. You're asking them about behavior. What kind of behavior? What kind of behavior would be good and what kind of behavior would be bad?
Well, if, for example, if they're being rude to customers, and if they're not if they ignore the customers and not listen, because
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So you got some good questions. Let's go over to Jacob. Jacob, Yaakov. Okay, you get older. You own you now own your father's construction company because your father retired, so you went into construction. Okay, uh, so maybe so now you're the boss of the job, and you got like 3 jobs going, Jacob, and you got to put like a guy in charge of each job because you're going to go from job to job to make sure that everything's going all right. So what kind of questions, you got a leader must be blameless. What kind of questions are you going to ask this guy that's going to be running one of your job sites?
Like if he's honest. For example, if he will tell the truth, if let's say one of the employees stole something, um, will the employee that watched all of that happen tell the truth?
Yeah, but a pagan's gonna lie. Like somebody who's a pagan's gonna say, "Yeah, I won't lie to you, there, boss man. I'm on this guy, and when you can trust me, there, Mister Boss Man." What kind of questions are you gonna ask him, Jacob? Come on, let's think. Think. Use that thing between your ears. What's that thing between your ears?
Like let's say.
What's that thing between your ears?
yes,
Hmm?
What's that thing between your ears?
The chair, my head,
Well, what's between your ears?
my head, my brain.
Oh, there you go. Your brain.
Like you would ask them. Do you work? Do you like how hard are you a hardworking person, or like like I'll like look at the record,
What,
like
the record? They're what kind of record? What
the
kind of music they like? You're gonna look at what kind of music they like?
no, like the record, the record that follows them. If they done something wrong, they done something bad, it goes on their record.
Okay, so you're gonna look at their record. All right, let me ask Victoria. Victoria, what kind of person are you gonna look for in your business?
Uh, I'm gonna look for someone that's like that isn't rude to customers and doesn't lie and just like helps, like actually helps the business.
Okay, so a pagan can do that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you might get a good pagan, you might get a bad pagan. So you might maybe let me ask Mia now. Let me ask Mia. Mia, Mia, you're now older. You've gone to veterinary school. You open up your own veterinary clinic, and you're the doctor because you love horses and pigs and cows and birds and fish and all sorts of animals. And you need an office manager to run your business, okay? Because you're always helping the animals and things like that. You gotta do the cow moo. You're taking care of the frog with a broken leg, okay? So Mia, what kind of questions are you gonna ask? You need a leader that must be blameless. What kind of questions would you ask that leader? That prospective person that's gonna manage your veterinary clinic.
Ooh. I have two things actually for it. So number one, I would have the guidelines here, like for Titus, that it says here Titus that I would ask this person, okay, well, are you quick tempered? I'll ask the person. And then I would say, well, do you drink? Like, I hope you don't fall asleep on the job. Or
I drink coffee.
I mean, yeah, alcohol and so that. And then I'd be like, well, how are you with other people? Do you fight with them all the time, or are you one of those kind, social like people? And then I'd say, are you greedy? Are you upright? I mean, no, no, no. Do you have self-control? And the person answers, yes. It's pretty much my interview, the interview with me. Then what I do is I'll give the person a 90-day test run. I mean, not actually running, but I would have the person to be managing the veterinarian clinic for 90 days, and I'll be watching really closely to see if this person was right about all his answers.
Okay, we're still looking for some deep. Tiffany, you've gotten a little older. You've graduated college. You're now on a clothing store. Brit, it'll be Tiffany's clothing store. Tiffany's clothing store. Tiffany's boutique. Okay. Now, Tiffany, you're the owner, and you got to do a lot of other things. So you're looking for a manager to run your boutique, your boutique. Okay. Tiffany, what kind of questions are you going to ask this prospective manager of your boutique?
I'm gonna ask for any bad habits, like if they're a smoker, and cause sometimes you just see people outside smoking when they should be working. Are you a heavy smoker? Are you gonna have a cigarette break like every 6 minutes? And I'm gonna ask their financial statement. If they're like very much in debt or something like that, then you can kind of tell the type of person they are and why they're deciding to work here. For was it like to gather experience, or they just need a job or something like that? And if they're have and then I don't think can you even ask for religion? I don't think you can.
Well, how would you get around asking? You want to ask about religion, but but you can't directly ask it. How would you go about asking somebody about moral questions?
I would ask them if they like believing, if if lying for if you're lying but it's for something good, is it okay? And usually if they say yes, you can kind of tell that they're not a Torah observant or believing in the Bible, because the Torah says you shouldn't lie no matter what, and you shouldn't steal no matter what, and where they got their education stuff, and if they were ever had problems with the police and things like that.
Okay, okay. Tiffany was on the right road. That's what we wanted to get to. Let's see, Allie Mae. Allison Mae Randall. Okay. Dad needs a new manager for his really cool gun shop there in North Carolina, where guns are legal and people carry, and it's a good thing. Everybody should be carrying a gun because we live in a godless society. Sorry about the leaf blower guy outside. Okay, so Allie Mae, you're now looking to help Dad find a manager for his lead chunkers there. Okay, or maybe you're helping Dad try to find a manager for the trucking business or the air conditioning business. Dad's got lots of stuff and he needs people to help him. So, what kind of questions do you think Dad should ask a guy that's going to work in one of his businesses? If you're helping him write questions, what would you write?
So if it were me, I would write, like, if somebody was in need of a job and Dad was looking to hire a manager to work either at the store or at the shop, then I would ask them, have they been around guns before, first of all? Do they have their concealed carry license? And probably, do they have customer service? Like, do they have any problems with customer service or anything?
Okay. So, customer service, like what questions are you going to ask? Because we're looking for a leader that must be blameless. How do you determine if somebody is going to be a good leader that's going to be blameless? Just customer service. Yeah, and the guy goes, "Yeah, I've always been around people all my life, because everybody's been around people all their life, unless they live in the jungle, and then, whoa, okay, maybe you're on the farm and you don't have to worry about the chickens talking back. Okay. You don't have to worry about the cows talking back. Moo. Bat. So everybody's been around people all their life. So, what kind of questions are you going to ask? Because we're trying to follow, Leviticus 21, verse 4, Vayikra 21, verse 4, and Titus 1, 6 to 8. What kind of questions would you ask, Alan?
Probably, like, I'd probably ask if they have like any maybe health problems or anything, or like any like any like addictions to anything like drugs or
Somebody's not going to tell you if they're addicted to cocaine. Yeah, man. I need to come work at your gun shop because I'm addicted to cocaine. All right, guys. All right, Al, you can mute. All right. So some of the questions you guys want to think about is you can say, well, if we were open 7 days a week, would you be able to work any day of the week? Okay. It's one of the things, like one of the guys at the congregation just got a new job and he told his new employer that he can't work Saturdays. He can't work Shabbat. Okay. And he needs to have off of the biblical holy days. Okay. One of the questions, some of the things you want to ask is like, so you're the owner of the shop, maybe. You're the owner of your clinic, your animal clinic, or any of you guys. When you get older, you're looking for a person to work. Okay. You say, do you need any special days off that I have to work into our schedule? And that's where the person goes, no, I can work 7 days a week. I can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no matter what. Then that person is not a follower of God. Okay. So the person then says, well, I follow Yeshua the Messiah, and I can't work on Shabbat because he's the Lord of the Shabbat, and I follow him. but because I follow him, I'm not going to lie, cheat, steal. Like when I went in for an interview when I worked at Novartis, okay, I told my prospective employer, I said to them, I'm old school. And then I said, you see these things that I'm wearing? See these strings that I'm wearing? These are called tzitzit, and they represent the laws of God. And that means you as my manager are not going to have to worry about me lying, cheating, or stealing. Okay? I'm not going to take, if you tell me I got to be here at 8, I'm going to be here at 7:55. You tell me I'm working till 5, 8 to 5, I'm going to work till 5:05. I'm going to give you extra time. If you say I only have a 30-minute lunch, I'm going to take 28 minutes. Okay? So you're looking for somebody who fears God, a leader who's blameless. So when somebody says that we don't have to follow the laws of God anymore, this is why we're teaching you theology, because this is what's important. Especially Ariel and Tiffany, you guys are getting older. You're going to start going into the world. Okay, you're going to go to college. Ariel, you're going to go into the military. In the military, it's going to be very difficult to deal with a lot of guys, because a lot of guys go into the military to get skills because they're, because they don't want to go to college. And the military is good, but you're going to have a lot of men that are part of the world. Okay? So the next part, so blameless, you got to ask certain questions. And even like if you're hanging out with children, if unfortunately some of you still have to go to public school. Okay? So if you're hanging out with some kids, you want to know about that kid. Okay? You can ask this because you're not a job. So do you keep the Sabbath? And they go, what's the Sabbath? You know that kid's a pagan. Okay? So the next part is, okay, the person, then you got to ask about their family. Are you married? Okay? Because, as an employer, you want to know if the guy's married or not, because marriage, if somebody is married, that means they're going to be stable. Okay? Stable meaning they got to take care of a wife. They may have children. Okay? So you want to make sure his children are believing. It says believing children. Believing in what? Believing in God, believing in Messiah Yeshua, following the commandments. Okay? You don't here in verse 6 it says a leader must be blameless, husband to one wife, with believing children who do not have a reputation for being wild or rebellious. Well, Jeremiah, what would somebody be? What do you think it means to be wild? Wild. He's got wild eyes. Ah! What do you think wild is? Wild and rebellious.
It means like to be like wild, like sometimes like not stop speaking, like getting like wild, and like telling jokes that making like people laugh, and keep on saying like and keep on saying it, make it people laugh, and they're gonna be getting wild, or like getting like wild by like round, like be around everywhere, like they're like wild because they're like everywhere.
I didn't really understand you, Jeremiah. Wild everywhere? What do you mean wild everywhere?
Like
Like
they're
if it's throwing the socks don't get into the laundry?
like
It's
climbing
throwing them
up the
everywhere?
tree. Like they're climbing up the tree. They're like when you like look at the house, they're like they're at the house already. Like you're looking everywhere and they're like going like around, like acting crazy.
Acting crazy. Okay. Jacob's got his hand up. You guys got different shirts on today.
So like it would be like you're going crazy. Let's say you climb up a tree and start throwing rocks and everywhere. Like you drink, you party, and like you go crazy. You just go, when people are around you just go crazy. And then like you start getting like more party, and then that's when you start getting addicted to drugs and smoking and things like that.
Okay. All right, Allie Mae. I got to come back to you, Jeremiah. Gotta go. I gotta have everybody involved. Allie Mae.
There were it, I have an example. One time I was here at the store, and there's a school bus driving down the street, and there were kids fighting on the school bus. They had to pull the school bus over across the street from the store, and this kid got out. They were all the kids were in first grade, and um, this kid picked up like tiny pebbles and started throwing them at cars. So that's my example of going crazy or being wild.
Okay. So that wasn't good because you're like on a highway, right? All right. So that's not good. All right. Dayon. Dayon. What is wild and rebellious, Dayon?
I only know what wild means.
Okay. What's wild?
You go crazy. You like hit people. You you don't know what you're doing. Like wild dogs, every wild animals. They go wild and some kill people.
Okay. So you're like a wild animal. Okay. That's pretty good. All right. Let's see here. Victoria, what is rebellious? Victoria, Dan couldn't tell me what rebellious is.
Rebellious is like it's a person that does bad things and like do drugs or like just do bad things that like us people we don't do those things.
Well, what things? Tell me some more examples.
Well, they're rebellious is people that like do drugs and commit adultery and curse, just like things that us Yeshua followers we don't do those things.
Okay, very good. All right, Tiffany. Tiffany, what is wild and rebellious, Tiffany?
Rebellious is when you know what you should do, but you go against it. Like when you know you shouldn't do drugs or you shouldn't smoke, but yet you decide to do it anyways. And wild is like someone who just doesn't pay attention to the law at all, who does whatever they want to do.
So would that be somebody who's going to follow the laws of God? Is that somebody who's going to be a good leader?
No, someone who's wild, rebellious is not going to be a good leader and not set a good example for people to follow.
Okay, very good. All right, everybody. This has been a good discussion. We're going to move on a little bit. Okay, but it's very important to understand the word blameless. Okay, you don't want to be blamed for things, so you got to be following the Torah. Okay, now let's go on to the next part here. All right, now this is okay. Now here we're going to read Mia read Vayikra 23 verse 1 and 2, and then read Yeshayahu Isaiah 66 verse 22 and 23.
Okay. Jehovah said to Moshe, tell the people of Israel the designated times of Jehovah which you are to proclaim as holy convocations are my designated times. Alright? Yeshayahu 60, Isaiah 66, verse 20 through 22 through 23. For just as the new heavens and the new earth that I am making will continue in my presence, says Jehovah, so will your descendants and your name continue. Every month of Rosh Chodesh and every week of Shabbat, everyone living will come to worship in my presence, says Jehovah.
Hey, thank you, Mia. It's very important to put these two things together. Okay. We see in Isaiah, Yeshayahu 66, verse 22 and 23, that in heaven, in the new heaven and the new earth, what we're going to be doing is celebrating Shabbat and the Rosh Chodesh, the new moon festival. Okay. Now, now let me ask. Let's ask Leah. Leah, does God put a new moon in the sky every month? Does He change out the moon like a light bulb?
There's new moons to show like a different month. Like
But
it when
it says new.
well, yeah, like there's different types of moons. Like there's the full moon that's bright, and then there's like words for them, like crescent, gibbous, like that.
Say that again a little louder. You're a little further away from the microphone.
That there is new moons. Well, not like there is like new moons. Like there's crescent, there's like a gibbous, there's waxing. Like those are like the different types of moon shapes that are in the sky.
So it's actually not a new moon itself. It's something else.
That's what I think.
My Allie's waving her hand feverishly.
All right. So what they say the new moon is it's actually when the moon is sighted and it let's say it's a full moon and we just got to a new month or we got to the half of a month and we're going through the half of that month. So each time we go through the month, it gets smaller because as it turns away from the sun and it makes it like a shadow on the moon. And that part of the moon disappears from our sight.
Okay, very good, Allie Mae. Okay, it's the moon cycle. Let's see. Marley, what is a new moon? You guys are sitting all on the floor here, pretty far away from the monitor.
Yes. A new moon. It is when there's only like a black circle. Or no moon at all.
No moon at all, that's a new moon? How are you supposed to see a new moon if it's no moon?
Well, if you don't see the moon, then you probably know it's the new moon. Camouflage.
So God is going to say you celebrate the new moon when you don't see the moon?
I am pretty sure that is the new moon.
Adrian, do you know what a new moon is?
A new moon is when the light from the sun does not reach the moon. So the moon, you can't see the moon.
So how are you going to sight the new moon if you can't see it?
Well, you can see it shifting back the other way as it gets more and more light from the sun.
No. Yeshua.
The moon is in the right side.
How it look like?
It looks like a little skinny banana that is in the right side. The new moon.
That's the new moon, the first part of the moon that you see.
Yes.
You mean God didn't put a new moon up in the sky each month?
Sort of.
Sort of. What do you mean, sort of?
Because sometimes you don't see the moon.
Sometimes you don't see the moon.
Yes.
Mia, can you explain to us phases of the moon? Or is Mia not there? Mia, can you explain your video phases of the moon? Phases of the moon.
Okay, so the so the moon phases, there are different phases, that which the moon alternates through all of them each month. So there's the black moon, which comes before the new moon, and the new moon is the term new moon is for the moon that has the tiny bit of light on the right side of the moon. If you look on the left, there's a little bit of light. Usually, that section will be thinner when it's the first day of the biblical month, and it keeps getting wider and wider and wider until it becomes a full moon. If you look at the picture on the right with the whole bunch of moons, the one on the top is full, which is the full moon. Each of them has the estimated days. So number one on the right side in the that one, that would signify the first day of the month, and then the one after it will be so it's gonna be the 5th day of the month, which is gonna be the gibbous, the waxy gibbous, because it's gonna be getting bigger. Then the next one to the right will also be the waxy gibbous too. I think it is too. Yeah. It'll still keep getting bigger. That would be the 10th day of the month. And then the full moon, which the moon is a tiny full of light, is day 15 of the month. And then the next one after that, which is called the waning gibbous, which means the term waning would mean that it's fading away. That one is fading, so it's no longer a full moon, but it's not. It's getting smaller and smaller until we head back to the tiniest crescent, which is called the waning crescent. So for the terms is waxing crescent, let's say, is when it gets bigger, like a candle, like candle wax, pretty much. When you burn when it at first when it's full of wax and everything, none of it has gone off. But and then the term waning would mean that when you light the candle, the wax will be going down, so it's waning, which means that it's disappearing.
Okay. All right. So Mia explained it well. Okay. The key here is that the word new is not new as is replacing. It means renewed. The new moon festival, the Rosh Chodesh, starts the cycle all over again. So when Yeshua, our Messiah, said, I give you a new covenant, he was renewing his covenant, like, because this is what Hebrew thought is. And when you're pagan, you don't understand that. Okay? So for us, those of us who follow God, okay, the new moon is when you see the first light on the right side. Okay? God didn't replace the moon, but he's calling it a new moon. It's a new cycle, a new way of doing things. All right. Good class today, everybody. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see here. Let me get everybody up on my screen. Okay. Let me get everybody up on my screen up here. Okay. I'm thinking of a number 1 to 10. Who wants to close us in prayer? Get the number right. Jeremiah, Jacob was first.
7,
No. Jeremiah.
9,
No. Arlena.
3,
No. Yeshua.
9,
No. Riet.
2,
You got it, Riet. Close us in prayer.
Lord, I thank you for this wonderful day. I thank you that we could do devotional together. I thank you that most of us could do our assignments. And I thank you that we could all be here today, and I pray we'll enjoy the rest of the day. Amen.
Amen. Have a good day, everybody. Shalom.